Today I'm styling one classic blazer 3 different ways that you won't want to miss. It's all coming up next on our style series, Fashion Squared. Hi ladies, it's Beth. Thanks so much for stopping by. If this is your first time visiting, I always say a big welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. Of course, you're going to want to hit that subscription box down below. You can also find me over on Instagram, Styled a Certain Age, and Facebook. And if you're interested in daily outfit inspiration, I have a blog, styleatacertainage.com. Lots of ways to find me out there. But you did wander over to my YouTube channel, and again, welcome. Today we're talking about the Mighty Blazer. It's part of our style series, Fashion Squared, where we always talk about one classic item that everyone should have in their closet. Last time it was white shirt. This time it's a black blazer. So I'm going to show you 3 different ways that you can style the Mighty Blazer. And I'm also going to be talking about fit and some of the questions that you may have when it comes to how a blazer should actually look on you. As I mentioned, we're talking all things blazer today, but zeroing in on how to style one black blazer 3 different ways. I love blazers so much because of their versatility, and they add instant chic to any outfit. How versatile are they? Well, let's think about the workforce. Take a blazer, pop it over a dress, and you have instant 9 to 5 chic. Or how about the weekend? Put that blazer and a pair of blue jeans, and you just are ready to walk out the door for a date night or a girls' night out. But if you're interested in thinking outside of the box a little bit, blazers are so versatile that you can add them to an elegant evening ensemble for special occasions. I love blazers so much that they're consistently part of my style uniform that I refer to as the 4Bs. What are the 4Bs? Well, it starts with the blazer, then I add a blue jeans, a button front, and ballet flats. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the video. But I don't want you to forget, if you're interested in any of the items that we're talking about today, there's always a description box down below where we add all the shopping links. So let's get into talking about all things blazers. So as I briefly mentioned, I have a style uniform that I lovingly refer to as the 4Bs, and the blazer is really the foundation of that. And I put this style uniform together during my teenage years, and it's blazer, blue jeans, button down, and ballet flats, which is a very preppy aesthetic. And I believe that everyone needs a style uniform. It's their go-to outfit that you can just put together at a moment's notice, because sometimes, you have to head out the door in 30 minutes or less. So this is where the 4Bs come into play for me. But through the years, I don't necessarily always want to have that preppy aesthetic. So I'll take the button down and I'll exchange it for a silk blouse, or I'll take the ballet flats and insert kitten heels instead. So it's always just about, keeping your go-to outfit modern and fresh. And that's where trends can also come in too. But as I said, it all focuses on the Mighty Blazer. So I thought we would just go in and take a look at how a blazer should fit, because that's that's actually one of the questions that I get quite a bit from my readers, is how a blazer should actually fit. So let's go see how. So how should a blazer fit? Well, I'm going to take you through a few steps and a few details that I always look for when I'm on the hunt for a new blazer. First off, when you put a blazer on, it should be snug, but it shouldn't be too tight. You can actually kind of give yourself the hug test, so hug yourself, and you can feel if those sleeves are pulling a little bit. If they're pulling, then it's a little bit too tight. Uh, One other thing that you should really look for that's very, very important is where the sleeve seam ends. If it's too close to your neck, then it's too small. If it's hanging over your shoulder, it's too big. This is where you really want to be Goldilocks, and you really want that shoulder seam to hit right where your shoulder starts to slope into your arm. So that's one of the things that's very, very key. And but we'll go into a couple of different areas too, that will help you tweak the blazer to suit your body type. So next, and fitting a blazer for your body is the bust. And really ideally what you want is you want the blazer lapels to cover half of your breast on each side. And it should do that without bunching or wrinkling. If it's doing either, then you have the wrong size. going to need to size up or size down. Ideally, you want to be able to button the blazer like that, or keep it unbuttoned and it doesn't affect the bust at all. But the most important part of the fit is the shoulder and the sleeves. So if you can't comfortably button your button, and I get this sometimes because I have a larger bust. So, but if I can button it, it may be tugging a little bit this way. But most of us don't wear our blazers buttoned these days, especially women. Men, it's a different story because they really have the etiquette of when they're standing, they need to have their blazer buttoned, and when they're seated, then they unbutton it. But we're not really bound by the same rules. So if you can, I said, if ideally in an ideal world, you want to be able to button and unbutton, but there again, always err on the side of where the shoulder seam fits and the sleeves. So let's talk about sleeves for a moment because sleeves are very, very important, but they're also one of the easiest fixes for a tailor to, come along and make an alteration. Although if it's lined, it will be more expensive. But a sleeve should hit, so if you're standing with your arms on either side, the sleeve should actually hit right at the top thumb joint. But if you just really, really want a simple rule, your wrist should always be covered. It's that simple. So the next detail that you want to pay attention to when it comes to fit is your torso. So we talked about, where the shoulder seam should hit, sleeve length, and then being able to button or unbutton as far as your bust is concerned. But then we're just going to talk about the overall torso. And really it's pretty simple. You're going to see right away. If there's like too much fabric, if you're having to go like that to button it, you know that there's way too much fabric in your torso. And the opposite is also true if it's just a little bit too tight. So you just want to just think about that the blazer just really kind of just wants to kind of skim your natural curve and just look for just excess fabric along the back or in the front when you're buttoning it. So I did want to mention that a blazer is a big investment and we want to keep it as long as possible, years if we can. But the overall length and the shape of a blazer is what's going to date it and make it look stodgy. Remember those shoulder pads from the 80s? Yes, we thought we were pretty cool back then, but we wouldn't be caught dead in a blazer with shoulder pads these days. But that said, in 2019, there are so many silhouettes that are available, from the oversized boyfriend blazer that has a little bit of a longer length. We have crop blazers, the schoolboy blazers, but if you're just looking for one blazer that will be very, very serviceable, always look for the structured blazer that will take you to the workplace and the weekend in style. And remember, with the blazer, the devil is in the details. So look for special things like workable buttonholes. That just always really just makes it a cut above the rest, the ones that are just sewn on. So look for that. Also, lapel width. They can be wide or thin. I always just try to hit the middle ground and pick the one that the lapel that's really kind of in the middle. Also think about pockets. The placement of pockets can really work with or against your shape. So just be mindful of those things. And also, button closures. And actually, a fun style tip is if you really don't like the button that comes along with a blazer, just exchange it for one of your favorites. Now that we have a few tips on what to look for when it comes to fit when we're blazer shopping, now it's time to style what is honestly one of the most versatile items that you'll ever have in your wardrobe. So as I mentioned, it's a black blazer. I think if you're going to start off and you only have room in your budget for one blazer, start off with a neutral color like black that goes with absolutely everything, and then add on from there. This particular blazer is the Regent Blazer from J. Crew. This was purchased about a year and a half ago when we went to Europe, and I just wanted a very lightweight, I mean, it's wool, but it's a lightweight wool that was also very serviceable and would pack well. It doesn't have the lapels, so what I actually like about this, it brings in just this hint of navy. I love navy and black together, so you have this just felt band around the collar, and it's a very kind of casual open style with no lapels. So that's what I'm starting with, and it does have the flat pockets. I did want to mention, when it comes to the flat pockets, you can also kind of tuck them inside like that, like so. And then it just gets kind of a very clean, sophisticated look. So you can have the flaps or you can actually tuck them in. It's up to you. But my first outfit is just a fun weekend outfit. So I have the black blazer. Then I'm bringing in a crew neck cashmere sweater. And you could actually use a turtleneck. I love turtlenecks. I wear them all the time. But in this particular one, I thought I would just bring in a crew neck sweater. And then I thought it would be very fun to pair it with faux leather trousers that are so on trend and have been for many, many seasons now. So this particular pair is from Ann Taylor last year, but I know they have a very similar one this year. So it's the faux leather on the front, and you have the really nice little seam here. It gives it a little extra character. And then on the back, what makes them very comfortable is ponte. And I love ponte. It's a very forgiving fabric, and it really just looks good on everybody, and it's just a dream to wear. So I have black, black, and black. And with that footwear, I was just kind of thinking, oh gosh, if I wanted to have a fun weekend look and just be a little bit kind of modern. There we go. So I thought I'd just pull out my trusty Adidas, and I thought that that would just be really very cool and chic for a weekend look. So are you ready to see how I style it? Take a look. So as I mentioned in the opener, a blazer is so versatile because it goes from weekend to work like that. So one way that I wanted to share how I styled it is a 9 to 5 look. And we just take the mighty blazer, we pop it over one of your existing dresses, and you just take a beautiful pair of pumps. In this case, I chose gray suede. There's some gray in the dress, and I just thought it would be a nice contrast. So you have a beautiful 9 to 5 look, but again, versatility. So this is definitely a desk to dinner outfit. So when you go to the office, you have the blazer, but when it comes time to dinner, you just take the blazer off, you just have your dress, put on a few fun accessories, and maybe you want to even exchange your pumps for stilettos, and then you just have a very, very versatile outfit that goes from day to evening with ease. So the last of my 3 outfits, styled with the black blazer, is another very casual look, and it's a weekend look. I actually styled something very, very similar on the blog about a couple weeks ago. So I just took a striped sweater because I'm just a big fan for stripes. I think most of us are. It's just such a great neutral to have. So this is just a tie sweater, and I paired it with the black blazer. Then I brought along a pair of blue jeans. I had a different pair. I had boyfriend jeans in my blog post. This time I'm going for a more streamlined look. This is a pair from Ann Taylor from last year. It has the side stripes on it, and that trend is still kind of going strong. So I have a very casual weekend look. In my blog post, I elevated the look with a pair of kitten heels, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to bring in a pop of color this time. So I grabbed my red mules from J. Crew. I love these, and I think every woman should own at least one pair of red shoes. They're just fun, and they just give this very basic outfit just a little bit of color and just a little bit of pizzazz. Are you ready to see those outfits one more time? Let's hit it. Well, there you have it, ladies. A few details about what to look for when you're shopping for a blazer: fit, also how to style it. As I said, it's part of my style uniform, and I'm always happy to don a blazer. Love it when the temps are dipped down and I can finally do that. So thanks so much for stopping by, and don't forget to hit that subscription button before you go. Give me a thumbs up, and did I forget anything? Oh yeah, follow me on Instagram, Style to Certain Age, Facebook too, and of course the blog, styledacertainage.com. Thanks so much for stopping by. I'll see you soon.